You know, if you keep doing that, I'm gonna have to make that the intro to the video, right?
It's already the intro to one of them, isn't it?
Yeah, you were really upset. You were like, yeah, our most popular video has me sounding like an idiot.
It does.
Well, I mean, it does. Welcome back to Yes, We're Adopted. Don't make it weird. We are inside today because it is stupid cold because Michigan cannot make up its mind.
I'm drinking a hot tea.
It's awful outside right now.
It was like 37 or 40, something like that yesterday, and today it's like 6.
Yeah, when we were outside for last week's video, if you haven't checked it out, hey, go watch it that way. Go watch it. I don't know why I'm pointing over here. It's not there.
It's gonna be over here.
It was beautiful outside. It was like 50-some degrees. It was amazing. And now it's like 6.
It's really cold.
It's stupid.
Michigan cold is like a bitter cold. It's wet, and you feel like it lingers. It lingers with you. You
It
come
sticks
inside,
to your bones.
and it's still cold even though it's warm.
Thanks for joining us today. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you have not already. Hit that little bell icon next to it so that way you guys can get notified whenever we come out with more adoption videos. Because you love us. Or I'm assuming so, that's why you're here.
Otherwise, what are you watching for?
I don't know.
It's weird.
Yeah, you guys should go check out Elon Musk's flamethrowers if you haven't
You
yet.
were just watching that, and it's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's pretty amazing. We've been scouring the internet for, I don't know, a couple of years now on adoption content. Looking at different people, what they're talking about, the different stories that they tell, anywhere from the adoptee to the parents to somebody who's just on the outside looking inwards. And one of the most common themes that we find in adoption content nowadays, people are angry. We don't know why.
Like all content,
All content.
but also specifically in adoption content.
Seriously, the media is so negative nowadays, and everybody's putting a negative spin on things just because it's so much easier to focus on the negative than it is on anything good that comes out of it.
Yeah, it's easier to start drama
Yeah.
than to be happy,
Hate it.
I guess.
Just be happy.
Just be happy.
Don't worry. Be happy now.
No,
You stopped.
I did. It's funny because we've done these cursory glances, right? Like if you go on and Google like adoption blogs or you Google adoption stories or whatever, there's like 3 layers of things that pop up immediately, right? And the first one that pops up is usually actually like people's adoption stories.
Right.
So from the perspective of parents or families and about
Yeah.
how they're adopting and it's their story and they're waiting. And a lot of those are actually kind of, kind of a downer to read too because that process, it's long and it's
Right.
harrowing and difficult and whatever, and almost never, I think, did I read any of those through to the point where the adoption was actually final.
You just hit the
right?
sad,
So it's
sad,
just like,
sadder.
it still hasn't happened yet.
Okay, I'm done.
We're still waiting. And they probably did eventually. I'm assuming most of those families actually adopted, otherwise, that content wouldn't still be there. But I never got there. Right? And so that's like layer 1. And then layer 2 is the angry adoptee, which that's pretty prevalent apparently out there. There's a lot of adoption stories that have not ended, I suppose. It's not ended. It's still going.
It's not worked out.
That hasn't worked out, or the adoptee feels I don't know, betrayed or disenchanted with life or something. Maybe.
Disenchanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Disenfranchised?
Disenfranchised.
With life.
They don't like people.
They're like, oh, I'm adopted and therefore I'm angry. And I don't know what their circumstances were, but that's a bummer for them.
Yep.
Right?
Sucks.
And that's like the second layer. And then the third layer is usually like the stepkids or whatever asking to be adopted by their parents, which is cute, but
those are fun.
doesn't really apply to me.
No.
It's cute. It's nice, but
cute.
For my perspective, I'm like, this is not at all what I was looking for. This is actually the opposite of what I was looking for.
So if I brought you some adoption papers for you to adopt me, you wouldn't think it was cute?
No. That would be so creepy. That'd be really creepy.
I need to find some adoption papers.
Get ready to experience rejection, my friend. Again.
Should I just... So why are people so angry all the time? Like you look on social media, you look in these different adoption groups, and people are always negative. They're always focusing on the bad things around them. And I understand asking for help. If you don't know something, ask for help with somebody who does, right? That's kind of common sense. But everybody, every single question, every single comment, it is always focusing on the negative. And even these people that are, like posing questions, hey, my child's going through this, can you help me? Instead of helping them half the time, there are other people telling their own sad story. There are other people telling why they're also angry. Like, yeah, I'm so glad you spoke up because I'm angry too.
I also am angry that you're angry.
What?
At being angry.
What? Those bug me so much. And I understand, things aren't perfect for people. I completely understand that. There's crap that everybody goes through in their life. There are some kids that are very hard to handle, some parents that don't know what they're doing. That's fine, right? But if that's all you're focusing on is the negative, then what kind of quality of life do you have?
And that brings us around to why we're doing this.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Tell him, Davo.
The point is that we're mad, and you're mad, so we're gonna come on here and be mad. No, we're not gonna do that.
Hit the mic. I don't want to hit the mic.
The point is that there's so much stuff, and specifically when it comes to adoption and adoptees, and specifically what they're calling transracial or interracial or whatever, all that kind of
TAPs,
stuff.
trans adopted parents.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, TAP.
Silly taps. As it comes to all that stuff, there's so much out there that paints things in a negative light. And that's not to say that isn't happening, but the thing is that that's not the only perspective. And it seems to be all we've seen. All we've seen is that perspective where things are just hashtag the worst. When it turns out that really, for a lot of us, things are actually hashtag pretty good. It's pretty good. Like, I'm not upset at all. I'm having a life that I'm pretty proud of, and I like the life that I lead, and everything's going good. Except there's not a whole lot, like, it's not dramatic, so why would we put that on a channel?
Yeah,
right?
the number of views that you get for just talking about how your life is pretty good is so much less than you would if, like, I'm angry at the world and here's why.
Right. Here's one of the things that we talk about a lot is that at some point, as adults, you get to decide, right? And this is not an adoption thing or whatever, but I think it applies specifically to adoptees, at least from our perspective, is that all of the stuff that happened, all of the past, all of your upbringing, all of the things that you may never know from your history, that's all stuff and it's valid to feel ways about stuff.
Yeah.
But at some point, we get to decide. And what we want to bring to the adoption sphere is that we've decided that things are pretty good. And we want you to know that that's possible, and it's kind of awesome.
Yeah, it is.
And so, therefore, you too can decide to be pretty good.
Yeah. For all you that are watching out there that are under the age of 18, you may be going through a lot of garbage right now in your mind, when you're by yourself, when you're thinking all of these horrible thoughts. Trust us, we've been there, we've dealt with it already. But it gets better. You have to let it, though. You have to work on it. It's not something that just happens automatically. It's something that we have to choose each and every day. And that's the whole reason why we do this. We want to be able to bring joy. We want to be able to bring light to the whole adoption universe. And instead of talking about all the things that are negative, I wish I had this growing up, I wish I was able to do this. It's done. It's in the past for us, and we kind of moved on. But we enjoy our lives right now. Love being where we're at. We love making these videos. These videos are fun for us to be able to make.
This has been fun.
Yeah, just talking to a camera. I hate talking to cameras. I would so much rather be behind that camera right now.
You're getting better.
I'm trying.
So we're making this for you guys. We're making it for really anybody that's involved in the adoption sphere, triad,
universe,
the adoption triad, but really anybody that is at all affected by adoption. For at this point, it's a lot of people because we're everywhere.
Yeah,
and it just kind of rarely comes up. We're astounded how often we'll just be talking about this content with people out there in just our world, and either they themselves were adopted or their siblings were, it just comes up. And that's just not something that would normally come up. So it's been really fun to have these conversations and to see what's going on out there. We would say to those that are watching, specifically, we know that most of you are moms.
Yep. Hi, moms.
Hi. Keep going. Good job.
Yeah.
There's no reason to get bogged down in the neuroses of parenthood, specifically because you have adopted children. You can do that with biological children. I know I do. right?
Yay!
Like we're not perfect parents, but we do the best we can. And that's the same with adopted kids, and hopefully they turn out okay. But you do the best that you can do, and you trust that they're going to work out. If you're kids, guys, it gets better. If you're in middle school,
I do not envy you.
but it gets better. At least it can.
Yep.
If you decide that it's going to be better.
Yeah. So work on that. Have conversations with those around you, with those that you trust, with your parents. Parents, talk to your kids. Start opening a dialogue now about what this whole thing is all about. And make sure to keep watching our videos, because every Saturday we come out with new content, new adoption videos. Tell us what you guys want us to talk about in the comments below. Send us a message to our Facebook or our Instagram. Right there. It's right there. You see it? Yeah, I know.
That's really weird.
It's
how you
magic.
did that.
It's magic. Ready?
How are you?
Gone.
Whoa.
There. Gone.
What do you want to see? What questions do you have? What things can we address from our perspective for you, either as an adoptee or as a parent or as a friend or as a random person that just stumbled on this because it was in your. If you like that, you might like this part of your feed. Which, if that's you, hey,
Welcome.
how's it going?
You made it to the end of the video. Congratulations.
I'm surprised that you watched it this long.
So, as always, thank you guys so much for joining us. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Yes, we're adopted. Don't make it weird. Oh, speaking of making it weird, you want to see something funny?
Yes.
I'm going to take my shoe off here.
Why?
Because for the last 3 months, Mandy bought me these lifts for my shoes. And I've been wearing them off and on in like every other video, and nobody said anything about how like every other one, I'm like 3 inches shorter than you.